Again, welcome to Unity Spiritual Center. My name is Domingo Rosco Vasquez. I will be your platformer. We are honored to have you here today and ask that you have an experience here this day with us and appreciate you being here. Also, we have welcome packets. If you would like a welcome packet, an usher will come out and bring you one. If you raise your hand, brave. If not, you can pick one up in our foyer when you leave. Unity is a positive, practical, open-minded approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus Christ and the power of affirmative prayer. We believe that all people are created with sacred worth and we are free from discrimination on the basis of race, gender, age, creed, religion, ethnicity, ability, and sexual orientation. And if we missed anything there, let us know. We honor all paths that lead to God. As we begin today's service, please affirm with me Unity Spiritual Center's principal core values. Together, we are loving, accepting, spirit-filled, and joyous. Our vision together, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission statement together, Unity Spiritual Center is a loving environment that nurtures spiritual growth while serving one another and the world. As we begin our service, we ask that you mute your cell phones to ensure that we have an enjoyable service. I guess it depends on your ringtone, but as we have our prayer box be brought forward, let us go to our song, Surely the Presence. We open our service by lighting the Christ candle, which symbolizes divinity within each of us. And I ring the prayer bowl, allowing its vibration to weave us together and ground us in the power and presence of Spirit. Daily word. Our daily word today is joy. Joy is mine through all the seasons of life. Throughout my life, joy is always part of me, like the sun that is always shining even when obscured by clouds. Joy is there in my happiest moments and also my darkest times. It keeps me present to life as it unfolds, responds, and adaptive, accepting what I cannot change and having the courage to change what I can. Much more than a feeling, joy is a part of me, a way to feel the presence of God and live from my spirituality. Joy is an anchor that helps me rooted in peace and wholeness, and the wings that help me soar through the open skies of imagination and choice. My spirituality, identity has its foundation in the divine idea of joy, and I carry it with me wherever I go and in everything I do. You show me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. Psalms 1611. Okay. Reverend Mike Cleary has been a speaker with us for quite some time here at this church. He has been a member of the Unity Church since 1985. Mike is a published author, and if you haven't read his books, he'll let you know he's got books with him. I've read his books, and they talk a lot about his personal life and how through experiences he practices a lot of what we believe here, and he shares that in his speaking and also in his books. He has his, he has a wife. He and his wife lived in Bella Vista, Arkansas, but they may be moving locally soon. I didn't know that. We would sure love that. Welcome. When we welcome Mike, I guess we go to you, brother. I'm going to try and get this right.
Thank you, and welcome all to Unity Spiritual Center of Springfield, Missouri. And yes, Mike Cleary. I'm also a musician, which he probably didn't mention, and you may have already guessed by the guitar conspicuously positioned here next to me. I've been in literally dozens of bands throughout the last 50 years. As you could probably tell, I've been playing for quite a while, and I play anything and everything. I play not only the guitar, but the bass, banjo, ukulele, mandolin, electric guitar, lead guitar. But also in the bands that I played bluegrass bands, jazz bands, lounge bands, dance bands. I was in a mariachi band. Oh, no. The Three Amigos outfit, that's right, yeah. I know. I was in a Persian band singing Farsi music and a Spanish Christian rock band, if you can believe that. And one of the bands that I was in, was early on in my playing music career, we were this band called the Moonlighters. And we did all kinds of music, and what we did is we took some songs and we tried to play them differently. Like we'd play like a rock and roll song as gospel. Or we'd take like a ballad and try to play it like a blues song and stuff. So we try to mix it up a little bit variety in there. And that's what I love about music, is I can play a little bit of everything, and none of it is wrong. Everything is correct the way you do it. There was a movie, I love quoting movies all the time. There was a movie, The Jazz Singer with Neil Diamond. And he had a song, Love on the Rocks, which is like a soulful ballad, but it had like this heavy metal rocker sing it as a badass song. And I thought, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's like Red Red Wine by Neil Diamond is also sung like a reggae kind of a song. So there's nothing wrong with that. Cass Elliot from The Mamas and the Papas said it best. She said, "Don't let anyone tell you there's only one song worth singing. You gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along." Cass Elliot did it better, I'm sure. The point I want to make is that sing your own song and don't feel like you have to follow the crowd and do what everybody else does, because everybody marched to a different drummer. In fact, Henry David Thoreau said, "If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music which he hears, however measured or far away." Now, I have to admit, I've been a little bit of an eccentric throughout my life. In our neighborhood, growing up, my brothers and I, we played guitar in our driveway. And the neighbors would bring their lounge chairs over and sit, and we just play music in the driveway. We just had fun all the time. And my mother had this saying. She said, "Be crazy. What did sanity ever do for anyone?" A great example of an eccentric nonconformist is the boxer Muhammad Ali. He had no doubt about his greatness. In fact, he said, "I'm the greatest." And I said that even before I knew I was. Most like people, when something comes along that is spectacular in their lives, they just like, don't worry. You know, they're humble. They're like, don't worry, it was nothing. There's nothing wrong with accepting your individuality, accepting the fact that you are an individual person. Ali said, "He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life." It's not easy being different from the crowd. George Bernard Shaw, this is one of my favorite quotes. He said, "Dream things that never were, and say, why not?" But my favorite quote of George Bernard Shaw, and this is about individuality and being your own person, is he says, "The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man." That's right. Don't always have to go along to get along. Everybody knows, I'm sure, the story of Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, in his developing of the light bulb, did, I'm going to make sure I get the correct number, 1,000 unsuccessful attempts. 1,000 times. And a reporter came to him and said, "What does it feel like to fail 1,000 times?" And he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 different ways that didn't work successfully." March to a different drummer. Be your individual person. Wear mismatched socks once in a while. You know, listen to music you'd never heard before. And that's what I like to do. I like to play music in different styles. I like to listen to music that I'd never heard before. You know, like some ska or some music like Latin music. I love Latin music. Celtic music. At home, we put on Celtic music, and Scottish music. We just like to listen to all different kinds of music. My mother always said, "How do you know you don't like it if you don't try it?" Like I said, we were kind of unique individual family. My brother Pat had a hardtop Chevy Impala, and he decided to make it into a convertible. Halfway through, we decided it was a bad idea, but we kept going. And we didn't believe how many rivets and beams and everything in there. Well, we were sawing and hammering and sledgehammering. So we took the hardtop roof off of this Chevy Impala and made a convertible out of it. In the winter, in Illinois. So we're driving through, snow's coming in, no roof, it's okay. You know, and the neighbors just took it in stride because that's the way we were. We were just individual people expressing our marching to a different drummer. Sharon and I were walking through a square in Bentonville, and on Fridays during the summer times, they have this thing what's called First Friday, and all these vendors and stores and groups have these tents and these little gazebo things out. Well, there was one from a salon, and she was wandering off over there somewhere, and I went up to the salon, and there was these colors. And I said, "Is that for coloring your hair?" And she says, "Yeah, it's chalk. You like put it in there and you can just put streaks in your hair." And I said, "Oh, cool." So I put pink streaks in my hair. And of course, Sharon comes over and she goes, "I want that." So we put pink streaks in our hair in there. And I said, "How long does this last?" And she says, "Till you wash your hair." So I said, "So it's good for a month, right?" You can do whatever you want and not feel like you have to conform to society, to what society tells you that this is what you have to do. Yeah. There was a movie, and I quoted this before in another talk, The Dead Poets Society with Robin Williams. Well, there was a scene in there where he takes his students, he's a teacher in an all-boys school, and he takes his student into this area. And he has the kids walking. He said, just walk in a circle, walk in a circle. And they're all doing different stride, different tempo, different pace. And eventually they're just join each other and they end up walking together. And he said, that's what happens, is that people lose their individuality and join a group. They end up walking together with other people. They get along so that they can go along with other people. And that's what happens to a lot of us, is that we want to be part of a group. We want to be accepted. So we go along with other people and we lose our individuality. We're worried about what others will think. You know, does my hair look okay? You know, I mean, worried about what other people will think. We're worried about judging by other people. And we lose our individuality because we're concerned and we're afraid of what other people will think or say or ostracize us because we're not like them. And we kind of lose our marching to our own drummer in that aspect. Michelle Obama, First Lady, caused a great scandal by wearing a $24 blouse. I know. It wasn't like, I know. It wasn't like Chico's or something. Is it blouse, Chico's? I don't know. But you know, some people, they feel like they have to do certain things in order to be accepted a certain way. Sharon and I, we have no problem with being individuals at all. We were at a roadside diner one time, and it was like a 50s diner. And we're sitting there at the table, and the music started playing, and so we got up and we started swing dancing in the aisle, waiting for the food, you know. We didn't care. Yeah. You know, just be your individual person and enjoy life. And that's my whole point, is that it's hard to enjoy life when you're trying so hard to conform to what other people think that you should be in their world. Be your own individual. Sing your own song. March to your own drummer. And be the individual that you were meant to be. Do something fun and not worry about what other people are thinking. Dance like nobody is recording it on video for the internet. Sing with the radio with the windows down, who cares? Play on the floor with the kids. When I was in high school, I was in this program called the work-study program where I could get out of school early if I had a job to go to. And the job was at a daycare center, and I took care of 30 kids at once. And one of the most fun things is that down on the floor playing with the kids, you get to see the world through their eyes, in their perspective. There's nothing wrong with playing with kids and being a kid. You don't have to be an adult, don't have to be serious, don't have to take life seriously all the time. Which leads me, of course, I know, to a song. I've been writing music for, years and years and years. And some of my songs are serious, ballads and stuff, and some of my songs are just silliness. One of my favorite songs is I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. But this one... Don't make life so serious. What's it gonna hurt to crack a smile? No need to get all delirious. It's okay to laugh once in a while. Remember we were children having fun as girls and boys. Now that we're all grown up, it's still good to make joyful noise. Don't make life so serious. Lighten up, lighten up, lighten up. We know that life has its ups and downs. You're gonna have some bad times, I admit. Don't go through life with a big frown. There's so much more worth living for than sinking in the pit. life so serious. Life can get you down, I agree. Don't take life so serious, or more correctly, take it seriously. It isn't meant to scare you, no one makes it out alive. So add a little humor as you struggle and you strive, and don't make life so serious. Lighten up, lighten up, lighten up. Lighten up, lighten up, lighten up. Thank you. You know, I was in a lot of musical shows, not just in bands, but I was on theater for many, many years. I must have been in, it's giving me grief here, must have been in 30 shows, stage productions, musicals. I was in Shakespeare, I was in Neil Simon comedies, I was in Kiss Me Kate musicals. And one of my favorite things, we did a show which was a cabaret musical, and the intro song of the musical was from the movie Cabaret. And one line struck me, and I carry it through every day of my life, is to seize the day and make the most of every moment. Liza Minnelli sang in the movie, "Start by admitting from cradle to grave, isn't that long a stay?" People watch the hands of a clock go round and round and round. They think they got every time in the world. But imagine it as like an hourglass, and each grain of sand is a moment. You just have a finite number of moments in your life, and so use those to be the individual person that you are, to have fun, to enjoy life, and not just go along. Jim Croce sang in Time in a Bottle, which, sadly enough, this is my dad's last line before he passed away. He said, "There never seems enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them." My dad said the last thing he said before he passed away. And Sharon's life expression is, "If not now, when?" People keep putting off till tomorrow to have fun and enjoy life and enjoy the experiences that they have an opportunity to live. Author Napoleon Hill, he said, "Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done the day before yesterday." I had a college professor that told me, that said, nobody ever got famous for what they were going to do. Yeah, you know. Some people say, someday I'm going to travel. Someday I'm going to write that novel. Someday I'm going to live the life that I've always wanted to live. Well, someday is now. Someday is right today. Today is someday. Ilya Posen was an author who wrote an article in Forbes magazine. And he said in his article, "The Secret to Happiness," he said, "The thrill of purchasing things fades quickly, but the joy and memories of experiences, from epic adventures to minute encounters, can last a lifetime." Sure, it's okay to work toward your financial security and to build up material objects, but it's the experiences that you'll keep for the rest of your life. My message beyond being individuality is be an individual that has fun. Don't just be your own person, but be your own person that has fun in your life. This is a life that's given to you, and you're in to enjoy this life. Like Liza Minnelli said, life is a cabaret. Enjoy life. It's a party, so don't take life so seriously. I was on stage dozens of musicals, and one of the things that we did when we were on stage is that we enjoyed putting the shows on. We did it as a labor of love. That's what life should be a labor of love. Enjoy what you're doing. Another thing about cabaret is that celebrate, life is a celebration. Don't wait until an anniversary to tell somebody, happy anniversary. Like, what? And you say, it's the 3rd month of our 2nd date. Just an anniversary, some kind of just pick a day and say, it's the 1st Tuesday of the month. Just pick a day to celebrate. It doesn't have to be a memorable moment. It doesn't have to be a special occasion, because every day is a special occasion. Sharon and I always throw Sharon in here. She gets embarrassed when I throw stuff in there. But Sharon and I go to Renaissance fairs a lot. We dress up in costumes, and that's part of the fun, is just being silly. We went to a Renaissance fair in Florida, dressed as pirates. And kids were following us around. They wanted us to have a picture taken with the pirates. Yeah. We went to another Renaissance fair. We dressed as wizards in Colorado. And I had a staff that lit up when I saw another wizard, and the staff would light up. And people just love when people are other beings enjoying the moment, living in the moment. And we don't take life too seriously. We just have fun. I once saw a photograph of this parade that was going on. It was like a 4th of July parade. And everybody had their phone out recording the parade. And they were watching the parade through the viewfinder of their phone. And there was one little girl who was actually watching the parade. So don't live your life through a viewfinder. Live your life in the moment. Experience the moment. There was I got to throw this little story in here real quick. This friend of ours, she was the caretaker for Pat Walker. And Pat Walker is one of the matriarchs of the original Walton Foundation people. And she and her husband created the Walker Heart Institute. Well, she was in her 90s, I believe, and we went to this big fancy soiree, and everybody wearing tuxedos and stuff. Well, I wore like a used car salesman, loud jacket with a crossword puzzle tie, and I didn't care. Everybody else is wearing, formal gowns and tuxedos and stuff. I didn't care. Well, at one point, Pat Walker was in a wheelchair, and her caretaker said, I need to go off and do something. Can you keep an eye on her? And I said, sure. So I just, kind of kneeled down by her wheelchair, and I said, they're going to go look for they wanted a handsome man to keep an eye on you, so I'm going to stay with you while they go look for one. And she started laughing, and they took her picture, and they said, that is the best picture they ever took of her. Just laughing in that moment, enjoying that one moment. Just be silly. Life is a party. Garth Brooks, in his song The River, said, don't sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tide. And Helen Keller said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing. I try my life not to live any regrets. I know everybody does. I think of the things that, I did years ago even. I go, why did I do that? But try to live each day as if this is the day that's going to be my best day in my life and not regret it. Well, the man told me you won't regret it. When I signed on the dotted line, well, I got to thinking, I wish that phrase applied to each decision of mine. Well, we cannot change those actions that we made along the way, but if you live each day meaning what you do and say, you won't regret it. Oh, no, no, you you won't regret it. So many times I kicked myself over choices that I made. I often relive the stupid things I did, oh, way back in second grade. Oh, those regrets, they pile up and we question our every move. And if you use those times as a guide and teach you to improve so you won't regret it. Oh, no, you won't regret it. Sometimes at night when I'm laying awake in bed, I turn over in my mind all those things that I did and I said. Well, you're not living in the present when every move is second guessed. Well, we can woulda, coulda, shoulda ourselves to death. When I pull your mind away from thoughts of things that you should have done, before you act, you better ask yourself, does this benefit anyone? Well, do what your heart feels best, and that will be enough. If every choice you make comes from love, you won't regret it. Oh, no, you won't regret it. No, you won't regret it. Meditation time. This is our meditation time.
Yes, sir.
Our
Thoughts are prayers,
and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
This is our time of meditation and inner communion. So just relax in your seat. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and let it out. Another deep breath and let it out. This is our way of telling our mind and our body to relax. Breathe and relax. Free yourself from the cares and concern of the world. Free yourself from worry. Free yourself from things you have to do. Be in the moment. Breathe in and breathe out. Affirm in your mind, I am free. I am free from cares, free from worry, free from concern. Jesus said, I am in the world, but not of it. We can be in the world and still be free. We are free from fear. We think of those in our lives with health concerns, with other worries. And we send our energy to them and say, you are free. You are free of fear. You are free of concern and worry. And we bring all to us as a spiritual family, all those with us here, all those in our family, all those in our lives. We say, we are free. We are free of the worries of the world. We are free of concern. Things will take care of themselves in time. Be still and know. I am free. Together, I am free. And to those in our lives, you are free. Together, you are free. And in our collective family, we affirm we are free. Together, we are free. And so it is. Amen.
Hello, I hope you've enjoyed today's service. I hope that it has touched your heart, that it has impacted you in a positive way and helped you on your spiritual journey. I want to let you know that this center is fully supported by the generous donations of people that resonate with our message. So I hope you will consider giving by going online and giving a gift and helping us to continue this message. Thank you and God bless.
On earth, the peace that was meant to be.
And now let's join together in our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.